Chapter 3151, Eruption, 3 Races vs. Dragon Palace 5-inch Hihi, let them witness the strength of our witch dragon. Annihilate them. Prime Minister Turtle gave his order. Tens of thousands of witch dragon floated above the heaven-evolving chessboard. Witch dragon was a peak dragon species. The tens of thousands of witch dragon could erupt with 8th Order God Emperor realm combat power on the heaven-evolving chessboard. Moreover, each of them could fight against 3 8th Order God Emperor realm experts of the same level. This was equivalent to 30,000 8th Order God Emperor realm experts attacking together. The 30,000 elites of the Nine Swords race were all here, but their elites were only at the 5th Order God Emperor realm and above. Compared to the Witch Dragon, they were a far cry. Even a First Order Venerable would have to flee from the joint attack of 10,000 Witch Dragon. The earth-shattering array formation charged towards the Skeleton Legion in front of them. The terrifying power of the array formation shot towards the skeleton army. Not good, their attack is terrifying. The experts of the Nine Swords race and Tyrannical Blood race sensed the attack from the skeleton army. Their expressions changed, and they quickly dodged to the side. However, the skeleton core did not dodge. Instead, they stuck close to each other and continued to charge forward like a siege weapon. Boom boom boom. Witch Dragon's terrifying array formation landed on the skeleton army. At the front, billions of skeletons collapsed, and their bones scattered in all directions. The ghostly fire in their eyes was extinguished, and they lost all signs of life. In an instant, billions of skeletons were killed. What? Hiss! The 10,000 members of the Dragon Palace are so strong. The 10,000 array masters are all 8th Order God Emperor realm existences. Amazing, I never expected the Dragon Palace to have such a terrifying army. The surrounding universe venerables were shocked when they saw this scene. Even the pupils of the Fog race's Red Mist venerable shrank slightly. Such a terrifying attack, such a terrifying array formation army, not even their dense mist race had it. So. The skeletons at the forefront were killed. At this moment, millions of arrows covered the sky and covered all the people from the 3 major races. The number of Arrow Dragon race had reached 100,000. Even though they were not as strong as the Witch Dragon, their attacks were not weak. Among the Arrow Dragon race, there were more than 10 Peak God Emperor realm experts. Every Peak Stage Emperor God expert's attack was filled with terrifying prowess. The arrow transformed into the form of a divine wind dragon, carrying with it a terrifying might. Defend. At the back of the skeleton race, a Peak Stage God Emperor Golden Skeleton ordered loudly. Attack! The experts of the Nine Swords race and the Bloodthirsty race roared as well. How could the 3 major races be intimidated by the attack of a single army from the Dragon Palace? The next moment, all the members of the 3 races moved. They brandished the weapons in their hands and attacked the arrows. Boom boom boom. One by one, the arrows were destroyed. 103 Peak Emperor God experts. Prime Minister Turtle stood in the sky and murmured as he sensed the aura coming from the front. The number of Peak God Emperors was more than that of the Dragon Palace. However, Dragon Palace was not afraid at all. Dragon Cannon, get ready. Prime Minister Turtle's expression did not change as he continued to order. Boom boom boom. Hundreds of dragon cannons were aimed at all the powerful beings of the 3 races. Boom boom boom. The roars of the dragon cannons could be heard. Terrifying flames condensed into the form of divine fire dragons. Every divine fire dragon was 100,000 meters in size and they charged forward. As compared to the dragon cannons used by the dragon descendants in the past, the power was much more terrifying. Back then, when the dragon descendants fired 100 dragon cannons together, they could unleash the power to kill a level 1 universe venerable. Now, they could do the same. Nine Swords God chart. Go. Skeleton race, take out your war equipment. An elder of the Nine Swords race roared as he sensed the terrifying attack of the dragon cannons. He waved his arm and an acquired spiritual treasure flew into the sky. The Nine Swords God chart was divided into 9 pictures and each picture had a sword. Each of the swords contained a terrifying power. So. The 9 swords flew out and attacked the divine fire dragons released by the dragon cannons. Hong hong hong. The 9 divine fire dragons instantly collapsed. Giant skeleton puppet. Skeleton bird. Skeleton mountain. The skeleton race heard the voice of the 9 swords race. That peak emperor god golden skeleton roared. Kakaka. In front of the skeleton island, the skulls that were hanging at the front flew forward. There were at least a few million skulls that formed a huge skeleton. In an instant, the pupils of the skulls that formed the giant skeleton emitted terrifying ghost flames. A powerful aura swept across the surroundings. Kakaka. The giant skeleton let out a horrifying sound as it charged into the battlefield. Kakaka. This wasn't the end. Behind the skeleton island, more skulls of birds flew out. The densely packed skulls formed a skeleton bird. One by one, the skeleton's limbs flew up, forming a huge mountain of skeletons. In an instant, 3 skeletons that were 100,000 meters in size were formed. Their overflowing aura wasn't any weaker than a level 1 universe venerable. This was one of the trump cards of the skeleton race. Very good, very good. Kill. When the bloodthirsty race experts saw the trump cards of the skeleton race, they were excited. They brought with them a sky-piercing murderous aura as they charged forward. Battle pets, attack without a leader. Thunder dragon bones, attack. Battle angels. Prime Minister Turtle waved his arm without any change in expression when he saw the 3 giant skeleton race experts that were comparable to level 1 universe venerables. The Dragon Palace obtained the venerable turtle-winged beast after selling it to the dragon descendants. The Thunder Dragon Bone was obtained from the dragon-faced venerable. The Battle Angel of the Venerable Realm was obtained by killing Venerable Lu Shan. The 3 universe venerables were released into the battlefield by Prime Minister Turtle. Seeing that the Dragon Palace directly exposed 3 trump cards to fight against the skeleton clan, everyone was slightly shocked. Clan leader, save me. At this moment, Wang Xian locked on to a level 2 universe venerable from the bloodthirsty race. He pushed his speed to the limit. Before he could react, Wang Xian was already beside him. The dragon claw landed on his body and a terrifying energy shrouded him. The 5 elements grindstone floated above his head. His vitality vanished rapidly. With his unexpected speed, Wang Xian seized the opportunity to kill a level 2 universe venerable in an instant. Chapter 3152. What? What's going on? The Dragon King is so fast. Wang Xian's attack had reached its maximum speed and killed a rank 2 universe venerable in an instant. This shocked all the surrounding venerables. The leader of the brutal bloody race swept his gaze over. The blood on his face was surging with rage. His blood-red eyes were filled with killing intent and fear. Be careful, the Dragon King is fast. The leader of the 9 swords race looked over and his heart sank as he warned loudly. None of them had expected Wang Xian's speed to be so horrifying. What's more, they had not expected a rank 2 universe venerable to be killed in such a short period of time. This was a rank 2 universe venerable. They had an extra rank 2 universe venerable on their side, but he was killed instantly by the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. The Dragon King of Dragon Palace is so strong. What a terrifying speed. That speed is a great counter to us, the dense fog race. The venerables of the universe's low-level races who were watching from the sidelines also had looks of shock on their faces. Even the pupils of the red mist venerable shrank slightly. They were shocked by the speed of the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. The war had just broken out and a venerable had already fallen. Moreover, he was a rank 2 universe venerable. Such a level would be one of the strongest in their venerable race. No wonder he could kill Lu Shan and the rest. His speed is terrifying. The 2 venerables from the ancient painting sect were incomparably gloomy. Leave the Dragon King to me. The leader of the brutal bloody race stared at Wang Xian and roared with killing intent. With a swing of his arm, a towering pillar of blood shot towards him. Within the sea of blood, claws clawed at the leader of the brutal bloody race. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and snorted coldly. With a swing of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone pressed down on the sea of blood. At this time, another heart-palpitating roar suddenly rang out. Crackle, crackle. Ka-ka-ka. At the side, a skeleton emitting a black glow faced Lei Ming. The skeleton clan specialized in close combat. But when he got close to Lei Ming immediately transformed into a dragon. A 100-meter-long lightning dragon appeared in front of the skeleton clan's powerhouse. Before he could react, Lei Ming's body shook, and the lightning around his body emitted a terrifying lightning punishment. The dragon claw directly grabbed that gloomy skeleton. The terrifying lightning instantly penetrated into his skeleton. The power of a third-order universe venerable exploded. Bam! With a heavy swing of his dragon claw, he threw the corpse of the skeleton in front of the dragon palace. How dare you invade our dragon palace with such little strength? Today, all 3 of you shall die here. Lei Ming roared with a wild look on his face. The power of lightning around him seemed as though it was going to destroy the world. He didn't hesitate at all and directly attacked a universe supremacy in front of him. Damn it, that lightning dragon is a universe venerable level 3. We are no match for a universe venerable level 3. Skeleton clan leader, where's your trump card, your trump card? Suddenly, another rank 2 universe venerable of the skeleton race was killed by Lei Ming. The 9 Swords race patriarch's eyes widened as he roared in shock. The Dragon Palace actually had a universe venerable level 3. The Dragon Palace killed yet another level 2 universe venerable. The 9 Swords clan came back this time to destroy the Dragon Palace, not to be destroyed. The surrounding universe supremacies trembled, their eyes filled with shock. In this short period of time, the Dragon Palace had killed 2 universe venerables from the 3 clans. More importantly, the Dragon Palace had a universe venerable level 3. With a universe venerable level 3, it will be very difficult for the 3 clans to destroy the Dragon Palace. And looking at the situation, it's hard to say who will be the one getting destroyed. The Red Mist Venerable muttered. The other supremacies were filled with respect. The power that the Dragon Palace had displayed was too strong. Damn the Dragon Palace. How dare you kill an expert from the skeleton race? The Golden Skeleton Clan leader's body emitted a golden radiance when he saw an expert of his race being killed. Skeleton Clan leader, hurry up and take out all your trump cards. If we are no match for them, we will escape immediately. The 9 Swords Clan leader felt fear in his heart. He was also a rank 2 universe venerable. If he was unlucky, he might very well die here. He did not want to die. Shut up. The Golden Skeleton Clan leader opened his mouth and roared. Haha, Divine Dragon Bloodline, Pure Thunder Dragon Bloodline. I want your bloodline. He roared like a maniac. Lord Dragon Skeleton, destroy them. He took out a black token, waved his arm, and the token flew towards the Skull Island. Rumble. The token floated above the Skull Island, and a smear of darkness shrouded the area below. A dragon roar came from within the Skull Island, following which, an incomparably huge skeleton in the shape of a divine dragon flew out. His dragon head was made up of blood-red skulls. In the center, there was a skull that was 100 meters in size. This skull had its own intelligence and was the controller of the entire body. Pure Divine Dragon Bloodline. The 5,000-meter dragon skeleton emitted an aura that made everyone shudder. He locked his gaze on the Thunder Dragon, and the ghostly fire in his eyes flickered wildly. Is this the trump card of the Skeleton Clan? Wang Xian looked over, and his eyes narrowed. The entire dragon body of the dragon skeleton was no different from the body of a divine dragon. The only difference was the dragon head. The Skeleton Clan had obtained the dragon bone of a divine dragon, but they lacked the dragon head bone. Boom! The dragon skeleton moved, and the law of darkness shrouded the surroundings. With a terrifying aura, it attacked Lei Ming. Do you think you can defeat me with the body of a divine dragon? Lei Ming sensed the aura of the dragon skeleton, and his eyes were filled with coldness. His body instantly grew to 10,000 meters in size, and he faced the dragon skeleton fearlessly. Ka-ka-ka. Shueli Clan, the pure divine dragon bloodline is right in front of you. Why are you still holding back? The leader of the Golden Skeleton swept his gaze across and bellowed at the leader of the Shueli clan. This is troublesome. Didn't the Skeleton clan say that there are no level 3 universe supremacies in the Dragon Palace? The expression of the leader of the Shueli clan changed. One could sense his anger. He moved his palm, and pieces of dragon scales appeared in his hand. I'll use the dragon scales of a divine dragon to transform into a blood dragon. The leader of the Shueli clan roared, and his entire body began to transform. The dragon scales in his hand covered his body. Chapter 3153. Roar, roar, roar. A roar was heard. It sounded like a dragon's roar, but with a tinge of mournfulness. The dragon scales in the Shueli clan leader's hand flew out and covered his body. His body gradually took on the form of a divine dragon. Under the cover of the dragon scales, there was a gem-like luster. He stared at Lei Ming with bloodthirst and murderous intent, as well as intense passion. Rumble, rumble, rumble. He carried the aura of a third-order universe venerable and directly attacked Lei Ming. You want to kill a true dragon with the body of a divine dragon to enhance your strength? Dream on. Lei Ming roared. He was fearless in the face of the dragon skeleton and blood dragon. His face was full of dignity. Bolts of lightning struck towards them. Ka. The dragon skeleton swung its humongous dragon tail and swept towards the lightning. The terrifying dragon skeleton instantly shattered the lightning. Destroy this lightning dragon. The dragon skeleton swept its gaze towards the Shueli clan leader and roared. All right, kill. The Shueli clan leader's blood-red eyes lit up. His claws covered in dragon scales clawed towards Lei Ming. Lightning exorcism. Lei Ming showed no signs of weakness as he waved his dragon claws to meet the Shueli clan leader's claws. He was a true divine dragon. The dragon skeleton and blood dragon were merely relying on the dragon scales of a divine dragon to possess such strength. He was fearless in the face of two opponents of the same level. The claws of the lightning dragon clashed with the claws of the blood dragon. The blood on the claws of the blood dragon quickly melted away. Boom. At this time, another humongous dragon claw struck towards Lei Ming from the side. Lei Ming focused his eyes and swept his lightning dragon tail across. Bam! The sound of collision was heard as Lei Ming retreated. It was difficult for him to gain the upper hand against the blood dragon and dragon skeleton. Kill the rest as soon as possible and support Lei Ming. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the battle in the sky with a cold expression. He had not expected the three clans to have two third-order universe venerables. Although they had used special methods to enhance their strength, the dragon skeleton and dragon scales were treasures from a purebred divine dragon. They were genuine universal treasures. This kind of treasure was even more powerful than acquired spiritual treasures. It's Dragon King. Upon hearing Wang Xian's words, the venerables of Dragon Palace surged with a violent aura. Currently, the three clans had 7 universe level 2 venerables. 2 of them had been killed, and Shueli had relied on the dragon scale to rise to universe level 3 venerables to fight against Lei Ming. They only had 4. Given the strength of the Dragon Palace, they could easily annihilate them as soon as possible. Haha, your Dragon Palace will be destroyed today. Sword Spirit, come out. When the tribe leader of the Nine Swords tribe saw that the Skeleton tribe and the Bloodthirsty tribe were able to unleash such terrifying powers, his face lit up with excitement. With a roar, he swung his arm and unleashed his trump card from the Nine Swords race. A ferocious and terrifying sword spirit flew out from one of the divine swords. The form of the sword spirit was somewhat similar to that of the divine dragon, but it was also completely different. It materialized from nothing, its body exuding a powerful baleful aura. Wang Xian and the rest could vaguely sense the aura of dragon blood from the sword spirit. Clan leader Shueli, let's get rid of that thunder dragon first and kill the rest of the Dragon Palace's venerables. Then we'll deal with that thunder dragon. The tribe leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe roared as he swept his gaze across the Dragon Palace. Alright. The clan leader Shueli replied immediately. He could also sense that the thunder dragon before him was extremely powerful and had rich battle experience. It would be difficult to kill it within a short period of time. But now, he could get the dragon skeleton to keep it occupied while he went to kill the rest of the Dragon Palace's experts. Your opponent is me. Don't even think of escaping. Lei Ming swept his gaze across. Thunderbolts raged on his body as he established a terrifying realm, shrouding the clan leader Shueli and the dragon skeleton within it. This prevented them from killing the members of the Dragon Palace below. Seeing that Lei Ming was putting all his effort into restraining the dragon skeleton and the blood dragon, Wang Xian let out a ferocious roar. He pushed his speed to the limit as he stared at the tribe leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe. The 5 elements grindstone spun and pressed down on the tribe leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe. The horrifying speed and power shocked the tribe leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe. Defend! The tribe leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe roared. As long as the dragon skeleton or the clan leader Shueli could get rid of the thunder dragon, victory would be theirs. That pure divine dragon bloodline would belong to them. Array formation activate. At this time, a voice was heard from the heavenly array formation. The raindrops that were already falling became heavier. The raindrops seemed to contain a strong disruptive force. Array formation activate. The 10,000 dragon sorcerers roared at the same time. The increasingly heavy raindrops covered the entire battlefield, including the Skull Island in front. There are many powerful array formation masters in the Dragon Palace. They knew in advance that the skeleton tribe would invade. Therefore, they set up an array formation. However, this array formation seems to be a trapping array formation to prevent the other party from escaping. They are really confident. The Red Mist Venerable, who was observing the battle, said as he sensed the surrounding raindrops. The area covered by the raindrops was extremely terrifying. They were all covered by it. Within the range of the raindrops, even he couldn't escape back to his universe kingdom. Only rank 3 universe supremacies could break through the defense of the raindrops. All disciples of the Dragon Palace, kill! The array formation was activated without any hindrance. The skeleton tribe of the Skull Island, the disciples of the Nine Swords tribe, and the experts of the Brutal Blood tribe continued to attack. Prime Minister Turtle gave an order. The trump card of the skeleton tribe and the Nine Swords tribe had been blocked by the Dragon Palace. Next, it was time for the Dragon Palace to reveal their trump card. Prime Minister Turtle's order was a signal. In the Dragon Palace, 10 figures instantly flew towards the battlefield at a terrifying speed. At this time, the Imperial Dragon species and the Berserk Dragon species were at the forefront of the battlefield. 1,000,000 devouring dragons were on the left and right sides. The Starwood Dragon species, Halberd Dragon Guards, Venomhorn Dragon species, and other dragon species followed closely behind. The Dolphin tribe's auxiliary voice filled the battlefield. A terrifying battle had erupted. Even the Dragon Palace had lost a few hundred members in a short period of time. However, compared to the losses of the Dragon Palace, the deaths of the 3 tribes were even more terrifying. The Skeleton tribe had lost more than 2 billion skeletons. The Nine Swords tribe and the Brutal Blood tribe had also lost over 10,000 experts. It was hard to tell who would win or lose. However, when the 10 members of the Dragon Palace flew out, they were accompanied by a terrifying energy. Soaring Dragon Arrow, destroy. Berserk Dragon Leaf, kill. Dragon Sword, return. Imperial Dragon shakes the earth. Venom, corrode. Chapter 3154. Die. When violent murderous voices resounded from within Dragon Palace, terrifying attacks suddenly rushed into the battlefield. The battlefield in front of Dragon Palace was only a battle between universe supremacies and below. If 10 universe supremacies suddenly rushed out at this time, wouldn't it be fatal? This was not a simple matter of taking a life. Not good. Dragon Palace still has universe supremacies. Hiss, quickly hide, there are still 10 universe supremacies hidden in Dragon Palace. Hide, quickly hide. When he saw the arrow that looked like a divine dragon, the leaf that looked like dragon scales, and the dragon sword that looked like a divine dragon, all the disciples and experts of the 3 clans were shocked. Even the fearless skeleton members trembled, the wisps in their eyes flashing with fear. Boom boom boom. Beams of energy entered the army of the three clans. In an instant, countless skeletons lost all signs of life. 5,000 to 6,000 of the 30,000 members of the Nine Swords race were killed. The bloodthirsty race also suffered heavy losses. When the rest of the Dragon Palace disciples saw the supremacies flying over, their eyes bloomed with excitement. They let out a roar and charged forward. In front of them, the 10 universe supremacies had already torn open a gap. Now, they could directly charge forward and kill them. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. The 10 venerables of the Dragon Palace also let out a cold roar. Arrows were shot out and their figures charged over quickly. Not good, supremacies, save us. Clan leader, save us. Seeing 10 universe supremacies suddenly appear in Dragon Palace, the disciples of the three clans were shocked. Dragon Palace's strength was not weaker than theirs. Now that 10 universe supremacies had rushed out, how could they fight against them? Just 10 universe supremacies were enough to destroy all of them. Not good, Dragon Palace still has so many supremacies. Not good, Dragon Palace still has 10 universe supremacies. Our disciples are not a match for Dragon Palace. In the sky, the supremacies of the three clans instantly widened their eyes in shock when they sensed the situation below. Another 10 universe supremacies. That was the top 10. Their skeleton race did not even have 10 supremacies. Even the bloodthirsty race only had 14 of them. Right now, the number of universe venerables that Dragon Palace had purposely hidden numbered 10. How were the disciples of their races supposed to defend against this? As for the skeleton clan, no matter how awesome their trump cards were, it was impossible for them to have 10 venerable level treasures. Damn it. At that moment, the leader of the Golden Light Skeleton tribe looked down and his face darkened. However, at this moment, the 5 elements grindstone blasted towards him. The Golden Skeleton tribe leader's expression changed drastically. The destructive power of the 5 elements landed on his body, causing the bones in his arms to slowly crack. He was a little frightened. He was no match for the Dragon King. As expected of the Skeleton Clan's patriarch. His defensive power is truly terrifying. At this moment, Wang Xian's continuous attacks landed on the leader of the Golden Light Skeletons. However, the powerful attacks merely caused a crack to appear on his skeletal body. If it was any other universe level 2 venerable, they would have been killed by him long ago. 5 elements grind trap. I won't give you time to waste. Go kill the others. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone floated around the leader of the Golden Light Skeletons and bombarded him continuously. The attacking power of the leader of the Golden Light Skeletons was average. However, his defensive power was strong. Even Wang Xian would find it hard to destroy him in a short period of time. In that case, he might as well let the 5 elements grindstone restrain him. Swish. His speed was terrifying. In the next moment, he appeared behind a rank 2 universe venerable who was being suppressed by the sky formation. His dragon claws clawed at his body. What? The rank 2 universe venerable from the Skeleton Clan was already being suppressed by the sky formation. Now that Wang Xian appeared suddenly, his expression changed drastically. His body suddenly turned into bones and fled in all directions. Trying to escape? The Major Sky Annihilation Formation. The sky formation seized the opportunity. With a cold look in his eyes, an array landed on the skeleton. The terrifying destructive power caused the power of laws on his body to crumble rapidly. 9 Mountains Suppression. A 9 elemental mountain peak came crashing down on his bones. Clan leader, save me. The rank 2 universe venerable skeleton race powerhouse's expression changed drastically as he roared mournfully. Scram. The leader of the Golden Skeletons looked over and dashed over rapidly. But at this moment, the 5 divine dragons on the 5 elements grindstone lifted their heads and spat out dragon breaths. The dragon breaths of 5 different attributes caused the leader of the Golden Skeletons to turn pale. He quickly dodged to the side. Clan leader, save me. At this moment, another scream was heard from a distance away. The leader of the Golden Skeletons looked over and his heart sank. A rank 1 universe venerable from the bloodthirsty race was surrounded by 2 winged divine dragons from the Dragon Palace. His blood-like body was torn apart and filled with fear. They had fewer venerables than the Dragon Palace to begin with. Many of them had to fight 1 against 2. Fighting against 2 purebred divine dragons at the same level was simply courting death. Lord Dragon Skeleton, bloodthirsty race leader, let's fight together. Retreat to the side of Lord Dragon Skeleton and the rest. The leader of the Golden Skeletons immediately ordered when he saw this scene. Given their current strength, they were no match for the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Palace had too many venerables. The only thing they could rely on was the 2 rank 3 universe venerables. Retreat, retreat, retreat. The universe venerables of the 3 races looked exceptionally embarrassed as they hurriedly retreated to the sky. Although the repercussions of a rank 3 universe venerable were too terrifying, they had no choice but to do so. Because they were no match for the Dragon Palace alone. On their side, they had already lost 4 universe venerables and 3 of them were rank 2 universe venerables. Their strength was no longer a match for the Dragon Palace. Dragon Palace is so strong. The Dragon Palace actually has 10 more universe venerables. That's a total of 40. This is crazy. The 3 races are no longer a match for the Dragon Palace. Now it's up to the Dragon Skeleton and Blood Dragon. It's hard to tell who will win now. Although the 3 races have suffered huge losses, they have 1 more pinnacle combat power. No matter what, this battle can be recorded in the history of the Milky Way. The surrounding universe venerables watched in shock. In this battle, it could be said that the godly kings were cannon fodder and even the godly emperors found it hard to survive. Even the venerables fell one after another. Chapter 3155. Swish, swish, swish. In the sky, the leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe, the leader of the Nine Swords tribe, and the experts of the brutal blood race flew to the back with bitter expressions. They came to the back of the Dragon Skeleton and the leader of the brutal blood race and stared coldly at Wang Xian's group. Didn't you want to annihilate the Dragon Palace? Why are you fleeing now? As Wang Xian moved, the surrounding divine wind dragons and Dragon Palace Yuzhou venerables flew behind him. They stared coldly at the experts from the 3 races with ridicule in their eyes. Dragon Palace, we will annihilate you this time. Do you think you can withstand our attack? The leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe roared with a hideous look. Even if we have to pay a hefty price, we must annihilate the Dragon Palace. The leader of the brutal blood race transformed into a blood dragon. He swept his cold gaze across all the members of the Dragon Palace and fixed it on Laming. Dragon blood, dragon bones. I want all the lives in the Dragon Palace. The Dragon Skeleton swayed its massive body and let out a roar. Just you guys? Laming was filled with murderous intent as the lightning around him rumbled. Just us? Kill. The leader of the brutal blood race roared and attacked Laming. The Dragon Skeleton did not hesitate either. As for the leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe, 3 level 2 universe venerables and 14 universe venerables, they attacked from the left and right. Kill. When Wang Xian looked over, he revealed a sinister look. Swish, swish, swish. At this moment, 5 level 1 universe venerables of the Dragon Palace flew over from below. There was a total of 35 universe venerables. With Laming as the leader, they headed towards the 3 major races. Tianjin, let's hold one of them back. Wang Xian squinted his eyes. He, Tianjin, and the 5 elements grindstone were enough to hold the leader of the brutal blood race back. The remaining members of the Dragon Palace were still much stronger than the 3 races. Alright. Tianjin nodded and waved his arm. One by one, the arrays formed in front of him. Dragon transformation. Wang Xian let out a roar and his entire body underwent a drastic change in an instant. This was the first time he displayed his divine dragon body in front of so many forces. A dragon roar came from his mouth. Wang Xian's body expanded to approximately 20,000 meters. The dragon scales on his body shone with a diamond-like luster. All sorts of luster flowed, making him look sacred and majestic. On his back, there was a slightly strange wing, but one side of the wing was green, and the other side seemed to be missing something. Kill! Wang Xian roared. The 5 elements grindstone hovered in the air and attacked the leader of the Shueli clan. What kind of divine dragon is this? On the other side, the Shueli clan leader and the others saw the sudden change in the Dragon King's body. They were slightly taken aback and their eyes sparkled. There are at least 10 purebred divine dragons in this dragon palace. Kill them all. The dragon skeleton swept its gaze over them, and the wisps in its eyes became even more excited. Boom! The collision between the two sides began. A loud sound reverberated in the sky above the Milky Way. The surrounding supremacies watched in horror. This is insane. The venerables of the 9 Swords race, skeleton race, and bloodthirsty race don't care about the casualties of their disciples at all. They are bent on destroying the dragon palace. What kind of divine dragon is that Dragon King? His aura is so strong. Could he be a mutated divine dragon? They are going all out. The 3 major races are going all out. Are they ignoring the disciples below them? The surrounding supremacies looked over and narrowed their eyes. The battle in the sky had reached its climax. Below them, even though the 5 supremacies of the Dragon Palace had joined the battle, the Dragon Palace still had the upper hand. In fact, the Dragon Palace had overwhelming combat power. The 5 supremacies of the universe charged at the army of the 3 major races rapidly. Together with the millions of members of the Dragon Palace and the millions of devouring dragons, it was a one-sided battle. Retreat, retreat. Retreat to the Skull Island and defend. The experts of the Skeleton race, Bloodthirsty race, and 9 Swords race commanded loudly. Given their current strength, they were no match for the Dragon Palace. If not for the orders from the supremacies above, they would have escaped long ago. This was not a battle on the same level. Kill. Leave no one alive. The members of the Dragon Palace roared with rage. One by one, the Berserk dragons transformed into Berserk warriors and slaughtered the enemies in a frenzy. The arrows of the arrow dragon species could kill a large number of skeletons with every attack. The 5 supremacies of the Dragon Palace were the Imperial Dragon species, Berserk Dragon species, Spike Dragon species, Venom Horn Dragon species, and Dragon Guard species. They were good at close combat. Sword radiance and daggers shone brightly as they slaughtered crazily. A large number of corpses fell in front of the Dragon Palace and were slowly absorbed by it. At this moment, dragon blood flowed continuously from the 9 dragon pillars in the dragon transformation pool of the Dragon Palace. After 10 minutes, the 3 major races had lost another half of their strength and retreated to the Skull Island. On the Skull Island, the skeleton race had set up a strong defense, barely withstanding the attacks of the 5 supremacies of the Dragon Palace. Even so, it only slowed down the speed of being hunted by the Dragon Palace. This time, it was the Dragon Palace's turn to attack. The 3 major races defended. In the sky, the 3 clans relied on their 2-rank 3 universe venerables to fight against the Dragon Palace's forces. The battle of 50 to 60 supremacies made it much more difficult for the Dragon Palace to kill them. However, what shocked the clan leader of the tyrannical blood tribe was the fact that the Dragon King and the Dragon Palace Formation Master were able to restrain him with their power. This made him extremely shocked. Kill. I want to see how long they can hold on. The bloodthirsty race leader roared with a hideous face. As the days passed, the terrifying roars continued. On the 3rd day, the Skull Island was breached by the Dragon Palace. The 5 supremacies of the Dragon Palace charged in and started a massacre. Leader, save us, save us. No, 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 I don't want to die. After 3 consecutive days of fighting, the Skeleton race, the Bloodthirsty race, and the 9 Swords race had completely collapsed. After 3 days of fighting, they were slowly slaughtered. They were no match for the Dragon Palace. In the face of their disciples' cries for help, the supremacies of the 3 major races in the sky did not waver. Even the 9 Swords race leaders' eyes were bloodshot. Now, as long as they could destroy the Dragon Palace and obtain the pure divine dragon bloodline, they would be able to improve greatly. Compared to improving themselves, they had already given up on other things. Moreover, they knew that they could no longer retreat. Only by destroying the Dragon Palace could they make up for all their losses. Chapter 3156. The war lasted for 3 days. 3 days ago, countless people were discussing it on the Universe AI. But at the start, they were only guessing that Skull Island was heading towards the volcano region. They weren't 100% sure. However, the news of Skull Clan and Nine Swords Clan attacking Dragon Palace spread throughout the 3 days. Compared to the beginning, some universe supremacies came over to watch the battle. At this moment, there were many more people around the battlefield. For example, the group of experts from Willow Deity Dojo. Other domain-level race experts. When they received the news, they immediately flew over to Dragon Palace. When they saw that the war was still going on and the tragic battlefield, they were shocked beyond belief. It's not just Skull Clan, Nine Swords Clan and Bloodthirsty Clan. The Bloodthirsty Clan is a powerful clan. Now the 3 clans are attacking Dragon Palace. Brother above, you're behind on the news. The 3 clans and Dragon Palace have been fighting for 3 days and 3 nights. Billions of skeletons from Skull Clan have participated in the war. But other than the Venerables, the ordinary disciples of the 3 clans are being wiped out by Dragon Palace. This is a peerless war. The 3 clans are attacking Dragon Palace. The battle has lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. There are millions of Emperor Gods involved. It's terrifying. In this war, deity kings are nothing. The deity king disciples of Skull Clan are just cannon fodder. Dragon Palace is fighting against the 3 clans alone. They're too strong. I heard that Dragon Palace has 40 universe venerables. I wonder if it's true. In this war, several universe venerables have fallen. On the Universe AI, countless people were discussing in shock. The war made them witness the cruelty of war. Deity kings were like dogs in the war. Even Emperor Gods would find it hard to protect themselves. I didn't expect junior brother Wang Xian's Dragon Palace to be so strong. Around the battlefield, the people from Willow Deity Dojo rushed over upon hearing the news. Their faces were filled with shock. The experts of Dragon Palace had already rushed to Skull Island and were massacring crazily. The rapid raindrops kept falling. The raindrops contained a powerful force that prevented anyone from escaping back to their own divine kingdom. A war where there was no retreat was exceptionally tragic. Junior brother Wang Xian is the Dragon King of Dragon Palace. His subordinates are too strong. The disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo stared at him in shock. However, what the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo didn't notice was that not far away from them, there was a woman with a willow cane hiding in a corner. She was looking at Dragon Palace and some members of Dragon Palace. Her long hair was like black silk, and she was leaning on a willow tree that did not match her appearance. There was a hesitant expression on her face. Boom, boom, boom. In the sky ahead, the battle continued. The 3 clans relied on the 2 level 3 universe venerables to fight against the 35 universe venerables of Dragon Palace without being at a disadvantage. However, Wang Xian and the rest did not seem to be at a disadvantage when facing them. An evenly matched battle. This would be a battle of attrition. Below, on the Skeleton Island, an incomparably huge coffin rose up. The coffin was yellow in color and contained an incomparably heavy aura. Suddenly, Chu Xian's coffin attacked a universe venerable level Dragon Palace expert. Caught off guard, the universe venerable from Dragon Palace was directly suppressed and killed. This scene slightly shocked all the members of Dragon Palace. Be careful of that coffin. Be careful, the Skeleton Clan still has a trump card. Prime Minister Turtle's expression changed slightly as he rushed into the battlefield and warned loudly. Kill them all? Our Skeleton Clan has been around for billions of years. Why would we be afraid of your puny Dragon Palace? Kill them all. The group of experts from the Skeleton Clan, led by the Golden Skeleton, roared coldly. This time, the entire Skeleton Clan had attacked. There were countless members of the Skeleton Clan on the entire Skull Island. The Skull Island was also their grotto heaven. Here, they had all the trump cards of their entire clan. That yellow coffin was an incomparably powerful acquired spiritual treasure. Within the coffin, thousands of skeletons sacrificed their lives to unleash a terrifying attack. He had killed a universe venerable of the Dragon Palace clan. This was the first universe venerable of Dragon Palace that had fallen. The disciples of Dragon Palace were on high alert as they roared sternly. Once again, the battle entered a stalemate. The battle was still ongoing. As time passed, almost everyone in the Milky Way knew about the battle of the three clans besieging the Dragon Palace. Countless experts flew over curiously. When they arrived at the front of the battlefield and saw the battlefield, their faces were filled with incomparable shock. Tragic. It was truly tragic. The corpses of the skeleton clan were scattered at the bottom of the Milky Way. It was a ghastly sight. That terrifying might made everyone's heart palpitate. Countless people looked over in shock with their eyes wide open. The terrifying battle of the venerables in the sky shocked them even more. They didn't dare to approach and could only watch from afar. Days passed. On the 10th day, there were already hundreds of thousands of universe venerables gathered. The battle has been going on for 10 days. The strength of Dragon Palace and the three clans are almost evenly matched. I guess this battle is going to end soon. The three clans can't destroy Dragon Palace and Dragon Palace can't destroy the three clans either. SSS, it's too terrifying. This battle has lasted for 10 days. Slowly 10 days passed. Everyone in the surroundings was discussing in shock. The outcome of the battle had not been decided in 10 days. It was very likely that this battle would end. Damn it, damn it. In the sky, the leader of the bloodthirsty race and the leader of the golden skeleton race had ugly looks on their faces. They had never imagined that this war would turn out like this. 10 days. They had not destroyed Dragon Palace in 10 days. In fact, it was almost hopeless for them to destroy Dragon Palace. The strength of the Dragon Palace's Dragon King and the Dragon Palace's Array Masters had shocked them. Even if they had 2 rank 3 universe venerables, they couldn't suppress the other party in 10 days. If they couldn't destroy Dragon Palace this time, their losses would be too great. Disregarding the fall of the venerables, 60 to 70% of the disciples had died. What did it mean to lose 67% of the disciples? A bunch of trash. Continue fighting. We won't stop until the outcome of the battle is decided. Wang Xian swept his gaze across all the venerables of the three clans. His face was full of arrogance. In this half a month, Dragon Palace had killed a large number of experts from the three clans. Currently, there were already members of Dragon Palace in the Dragon Transformation Pool. In a few more days, the terrifying resources would allow Dragon Palace to produce 2 rank 2 universe venerables and a dozen rank 1 universe venerables. Once they broke through, the battle situation would change completely. Chapter 3157. Wang Xian and the rest were waiting for the breakthrough of the experts from Dragon Palace to turn the tide of the battle. He did not expect this battle to be so tricky. This was the most difficult battle since the battle in the Dragon Palace. If not for Lei Ming's appearance, Dragon Palace would have been defeated. Even so, it was still very difficult to face the siege of the three races. They were only evenly matched. The foundation of the skeleton race and the blood tyranny race was too terrifying. Our sex experts will only arrive in half a month. In a place that was relatively close to the battlefield, 2 supreme experts from the ancient painting sect looked at the information on the intelligence system and spoke with gloomy expressions. They did not expect the Dragon Palace to be so strong that even the joint attack of the three clans could not destroy it. In particular, the strength and the number of venerables displayed by the Dragon Palace shocked them greatly. Their strength and number of supreme experts were not much weaker than their ancient painting sect. Even the ancient painting sect couldn't completely destroy the Dragon Palace. Sect Master said that we can lend a hand to the skeleton race. Let's see if we can destroy the Dragon Palace this time around. If we can destroy them, that would be for the best. If we can't, then our ancient painting sect will be able to join forces with them. An old man from the ancient painting sect faintly said, "Let's attack." The Dragon Palace and the skeleton tribe are maintaining a balance now. Once we attack, the balance will be broken. By then, the Dragon Palace will definitely not be a match for us. The eyes of the ancient painting sect's universe paragons flickered. They glanced at each other and moved their palms. A pagoda appeared above the head of the old man on the left, and a spirit treasure that looked like a mace appeared in the hands of the other old man. Both of them stared in front of them as killing intent slowly appeared in their eyes. Skeleton Clan, Bloodthirsty Clan, Nine Swords Clan, our ancient painting sect will help you destroy the Dragon Palace. The two universe venerables from the ancient painting sect moved and attacked Wang Xian and the rest. What? Why would the two universe venerables of the ancient painting sect suddenly help the skeleton race? What's going on? The ancient painting sect wants to destroy the Dragon Palace? Hiss! The sudden actions of the two from the ancient painting sect caused many people in the surroundings to reveal shocked expressions. Did the supreme experts from the ancient painting sect take action? Both of them are level 2 universe supremacies. The Dragon Palace is in trouble. Some universe venerables looked over and murmured. They had arrived earlier and understood the feud between the ancient painting sect and the Dragon Palace. However, those who didn't understand were shocked. They didn't understand why the two venerables from the ancient painting sect wanted to help the Skeleton Clan. Venerable Lu Shan of the ancient painting sect was killed by the Dragon Palace. At this moment, a universe venerable said lightly, "What? Venerable Lu Shan was killed by the Dragon Palace? No wonder the ancient painting sect's two supreme experts took action. The two venerables from the ancient painting sect are rank 2. Once they make a move, the balance will be broken. I'm afraid the Dragon Palace will be in trouble." The crowd discussed among themselves as they watched in shock. No one expected that the Dragon Palace would actually kill Venerable Lu Shan and the others from the ancient painting sect, as well as the deputy sect master of the ancient painting sect. The Dragon Palace was probably going to be destroyed. Some people thought to themselves, even if the Dragon Palace wasn't destroyed this time, it would probably have to face the alliance of the four forces. Among them were powerful existences like the ancient painting sect. Oh no. Seeing the two universe venerables from the ancient painting sect, Wang Xian's expression changed slightly. The sudden addition of two rank 2 universe venerables would increase the pressure on the Dragon Palace. In fact, the Dragon Palace might even lose a large number of members. His expression changed as he swung his arm. Ancient painting sect, it's only a matter of time before the Dragon Palace annihilates you. The 5 elements grindstone struck at the two of them as he shouted with a cold expression. Haha, annihilate the ancient painting sect? The ancient painting sect will annihilate the Dragon Palace first. One of the universe venerables from the ancient painting sect bellowed with murderous intent. Rumble, rumble, rumble. As he spoke, the pagoda in his hand rose. Hurricanes blew out from it and struck at the 5 elements grindstone. The other expert from the ancient painting sect swung his arm and smashed his mace at the 5 elements grindstone. Rumble. The immense force sent the 5 elements grindstone flying backward. On the 5 elements grindstone, the 5 divine dragons lifted their heads and roared. Kill everyone from the Dragon Palace. Thank you for your help, ancient painting sect. Let's join forces to annihilate the Dragon Palace. Leave no one alive. The leader of the Golden Skeleton tribe and the leader of the Nine Swords tribe bellowed with malevolent expressions. Great. Leave no one from the Dragon Palace alive. The universe venerables from the ancient painting sect replied with a stern look. They had to annihilate the Dragon Palace. Oh no, the Dragon Palace is in trouble. The surrounding disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were shocked when they saw the situation. Wang Xian was once a disciple of Willow Deity Dojo. Moreover, he had given them many treasures. Naturally, they hoped that the Dragon Palace would emerge victorious. However, the current situation was disadvantageous to the Dragon Palace. Should we strike? Not far away from the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, the woman holding onto a willow tree looked hesitant. Looking at the passive Dragon Palace, she clenched her fist slowly. It's already very difficult for me to continue my cultivation. If not for the treasures given by the Dragon King, I wouldn't have been able to break through. As the woman spoke, she squinted her eyes. Her figure moved and disappeared in an instant. Kill. In front of them, Dragon Skeleton and the tyrannical Blood Tribe leader were bloodthirsty and excited when they saw the two second-order venerables from the ancient painting sect making a move. When they saw the Dragon King of the Dragon Palace being forced to deal with the experts from the ancient painting sect. Rumble! Rumble! Powerful energy swept across, forcing the members of the Dragon Palace to retreat. Their faces were solemn. Hadai! The tyrannical Blood Tribe leader roared. The towering blood pillar in the sky condensed into the shape of a blood dragon and charged at Lei Ming. Weeping Willow of the Milky Way, illuminate the mountains and rivers. All of a sudden, a calm voice reverberated across the entire void. Willow branches hung down slowly from the sky above the Milky Way. The willow branches were lush and swaying in the wind. Under the rain, the willow branches looked aesthetically beautiful. However, there was a great horror hidden within this aestheticism. The countless willow branches swept towards the blood dragon formed by the blood pillar. Smack, smack, smack. Like countless raindrops falling on the surface of the Milky Way, the willow branches smashed the blood dragon instantly. Dragon King, let me help you. Chapter 3158. Dragon King, let me help you. When this voice rang out, when the towering blood dragon was defeated, when the woman's figure appeared under the countless willow branches, it instantly shocked countless people. Who is it? Whoever dares to get involved in the war between us and the Dragon Palace is courting death. When the leader of the bloodthirsty race saw that his blood dragon had been defeated, his face contorted into a hideous expression as he raised his head. Damn it! The faces of the Nine Swords tribe leader and the Golden Skeleton tribe leader changed drastically, and they immediately looked over. What's the situation? The ancient painting sect's two universe venerables also focused their gazes and looked over solemnly. What's that? The woman's attack instantly attracted everyone's attention. The surrounding universe venerables also looked over, their eyes filled with shock. At this time, who would dare to participate in a battle between five powerful forces? Wasn't that courting death? It's the Venerable Willow Deity. The Venerable Willow Deity is helping the Dragon Palace. A universe venerable exclaimed when he saw the willow branch hanging down from the void. Venerable Willow Deity was a famous existence in the entire Milky Way. Based on what they knew, Willow Deity should be at the peak of the universe second order. However, some people guessed that he was at the pinnacle of a universe venerable realm level 2, and could unleash the power of a universe level 3 venerable. Venerable Willow Deity was the undisputed pinnacle expert of the Milky Way. Her reputation was even greater than that of the leader of the Skeleton Tribe and the leader of the Dense Fog Tribe. In the Milky Way, the most respected person was Venerable Willow Deity. Because she established the Willow Deity Dojo, because she was the most neutral expert in the Milky Way. She did not participate in any of the racial disputes. Her powerful strength coupled with her neutral stance caused the various races in the Milky Way to not dare to provoke her. However, no one had expected that the Venerable Willow Deity would actually make a move in today's battle under such circumstances. Moreover, it was to help the Dragon Palace resist the four major races. This, no one could understand. It's our Venerable Willow Deity. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo saw Willow Deity Supremacy making a move, they were shocked. They were also very surprised as to why their venerables suddenly helped the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian looked at the Supreme Willow Deity that had suddenly appeared in the sky and was shocked. Compared to the Venerable Willow Deity he met last time, he looked much younger. Many thanks for your help, Venerable Willow Deity. Wang Xian expressed his gratitude immediately. No need, I will help you block the Blood Dragon and the Dragon Skeleton. Willow Deity shook its head and said indifferently, Upon hearing her words, Wang Xian was shocked once again. Venerable Willow Deity is helping the Dragon Palace fend off the Dragon Skeleton and Blood Dragon? It seemed that he was very confident in his own strength. After this battle, our Dragon Palace will definitely repay Venerable Willow Deity. Wang Xian replied sincerely. The Dragon Palace would definitely repay them tenfold or even 100-fold in the future for helping them at this time. There's no need. You did me a favor last time, Dragon King. Willow deity shook its head and waved its willow branch. So. In the next moment, countless willow branches flew toward the dragon skeleton and the leader of the Blood Tyranny tribe. She had to fight both of them alone. Supreme Willow deity, do you know that you're playing with fire? The leader of the golden skeletons looked over and roared with an incomparably ugly expression. Willow deity wanted to help the dragon palace. Given Willow deity's terrifying strength, it was impossible for it to annihilate the dragon palace. Moreover, he had a bad premonition when he saw how confident Willow deity was about to fight both of them alone. Arrogant words. You want to fight both of us alone? The dense blood on the body of the Blood Tyranny tribe turned into a sea of blood and attacked the willow branches. However, the densely packed willow branches passed through the sea of blood and continued to attack the blood dragon. Another portion of the willow branches attacked the dragon skeleton. Seeing the terrifying willow branches, the flames in dragon skeleton's eyes flickered continuously. A mouthful of Law of Darkness flame attacked the willow branches. So. However, when the Law of Darkness flame landed on the willow branches emitted a green radiance. They passed through and continued to attack the dragon skeleton. 1 against 2, Willow deity did not seem to be at a disadvantage. Annihilate all of them. Leave no one alive. Wang Xian's eyes lit up when he saw Willow deity restraining the dragon skeleton and the blood dragon instantly. He turned his gaze to the side and roared with murderous intent. Boom boom boom. As soon as he finished speaking, he instantly arrived in front of a skeleton race universe venerable rank 1 expert. Bam! The humongous dragon claw smashed the skeleton into pieces and the destructive energy killed it instantly. Thunderbolts erupted from his body and he appeared behind clan leader Jiujian instantly. Shit. Damn you, Willow deity. Do you know what you are doing? Clan leader Jiujian's heart tightened as he screamed in horror. The Thunder Dragon punishment. Lei Ming's voice exploded in his ears. He opened his humongous dragon mouth and tried to devour clan leader Jiujian. The thunderbolts in his mouth landed around clan leader Jiujian, preventing him from escaping. No. Save me. Clan leader Jiujian felt the threat of death and screamed in panic. However, what welcomed him was endless thunderbolts and darkness. He was swallowed by Lei Ming directly and the thunderbolts bombarded his body. What? Clan leader! Clan leader! Clan leader! On Skull Island, the experts of the Nine Swords race trembled violently when they heard the screams of their clan leader. They raised their heads and looked up, their faces ashen. Currently, the entire Nine Swords race only had one universe supremacy, their clan leader. If their clan leader were to die now, the entire Nine Swords race would be finished. They would be completely annihilated. An expert from the Nine Swords race trembled as he stared at Lei Ming. However, they soon saw Lei Ming open his dragon mouth and spit out a corpse. The corpse quickly fell to the ground. The Nine Swords race leader had fallen. Seeing the entire situation change in an instant, the hundreds of thousands of spectators sucked in a breath of cold air. In an instant, the experts from the ancient painting sect had attacked. Willow deity had attacked. The Nine Swords race leader had fallen. The Nine Swords tribe could be said to have completely escaped from the attacks of the four great powers. Everyone knew that the Nine Swords race leader had fallen. This meant that the Milky Way had one less primary race in the universe. Willow deity is too strong. Chapter 3159. Destroyan, the Nine Swords tribe is completely annihilated. The leader of the Nine Swords tribe is dead. There's not a single universe venerable left in the Nine Swords tribe. Moreover, there are only 7,000 to 8,000 elites left from the original 30,000. Venerable Willow deity really managed to pin down 2 rank 3 universe venerables. Everyone who was watching the battle looked at the scene in front of them in shock. The death of the leader of the Nine Swords tribe was enough to declare the annihilation of the Nine Swords tribe. The strength of Venerable Willow deity had exceeded everyone's expectations. All of them looked on in shock. Kill? After killing a universe venerable, Wang Xian maintained his speed to the limit. He fixed his eyes on a rank 2 universe venerable from the ruthless blood tribe. Boom! In the next instant, Wang Xian appeared in front of him and swiped at him with terrifying dragon claws. Shit! The rank 2 universe venerable from the ruthless blood tribe was horrified. Without hesitation, he dodged to the side. You think you can dodge? A cold voice came from behind, and array after array bombarded him. What? Save me, leader! The eyes of the rank 2 universe venerable from the ruthless blood tribe shrunk as he begged for help. Rumble, rumble, rumble. However, his voice came to an abrupt halt as the arrays landed on him. At the side, Ao Xie and 3 rank 2 universe venerable subordinates were attacking the last rank 2 universe venerable, the leader of the golden skeletons. Venerable Willow deity, if you dare to participate in our war, we will definitely annihilate you in the future. The leader of the golden skeletons roared in horror as he saw the 4 devouring dragons attacking him. The rapid changes in the situation gave him a bad premonition. Get lost, venerable Willow deity. Get lost. The leader of the ruthless blood tribe was also horrified. His venerable clansmen were being killed one by one. Moreover, the venerable Willow deity had appeared out of nowhere and its terrifying branches made it impossible for him to break free. Even if he wanted to help, he couldn't. This caused his body to emit a thick blood aura as he stared at venerable Willow deity with his blood-red eyes. However, Willow deity remained unmoved. Since she had chosen to act, she knew the consequences of her actions. The best way was to leave them all here and kill them all. Scram. When the dragon skeleton saw that the golden skeleton patriarch was in danger, it bellowed furiously. The dragon bones in his body began to change and shift, turning his entire body into an incomparably sharp weapon. His body tumbled, and the willow branches were twisted and broken. When Willow deity saw this scene, its expression changed slightly. With a wave of her arm, the willow leaves bombarded his body. However, when the willow leaves landed on the dragon bones, they did not cause much damage. You've taken control of our divine dragon's body. I'll destroy you. Lei Ming raised his dragon head. His eyes were filled with the same ferocity. He rushed over and directly attacked the dragon skeleton. I'm going to devour your bloodline. The dragon skeleton snarled coldly when it saw the lightning dragon charging at it. However, there was a tinge of seriousness in its eyes. After fighting for 10 days, they had some understanding of the strength of both parties. Lei Long's strength was higher than his own. With the addition of Willow deity, they were no longer a match for the Dragon Palace. Roar, roar. He roared and called out to the leader of the golden skeletons. Retreat! All members of the skeleton tribe, retreat now! Upon hearing the voice of the dragon skeleton patriarch, the golden skeleton patriarch bellowed indignantly. Isn't it a little too late for you to retreat? Wang Xian's eerie voice reverberated. In a flash, he appeared in front of the golden skeleton patriarch and swept his dragon tail at him. Oh no, patriarch. We're surrounded by an array. We can't escape directly. We need you to break the array. Lord Dragon Skeleton, break the array. Around them, the Level 1 Universe Supremacies wanted to escape to their own holy kingdom when they heard the orders from the Patriarch. However, to their horror, they realized that the array had enveloped them. Given their strength, they couldn't break the array. Moreover, they were surrounded by 3 to 4 Universe Supremacies from the Dragon Palace. This made their faces filled with fear and despair. Without the protection of the Patriarch and Lord Dragon Skeleton, they were no match for the experts from the Dragon Palace. Oh no, the Skeleton Tribe and the Brutal Blood Tribe are retreating. It's all because of that damned Willow deity. If not for her sudden attack, the Dragon Palace wouldn't have the upper hand. Willow deity, you're making an enemy out of the Ancient Painting Sect. The 2 Universe Supremacies from the Ancient Painting Sect bellowed bitterly. Upon hearing them, Willow deity snorted and ignored them. Let's go. The left guardian of the Ancient Painting Sect said immediately with a gloomy face. Go. Do you think it's so easy to escape after attacking the Dragon Palace? The figure of the sky formation appeared behind them unknowingly and stared coldly at them. "Ha, the Dragon Palace still wants to keep us here?" The two of them stared at the sky formation with sinister eyes. "That's right, keep you guys here," Tianjin said coldly. The surrounding formations rose up one by one and covered them. At this time, a scream was heard. The two of them looked to the side with a slight change in their expressions. Two universe supremacies were killed by the experts from the Dragon Palace. Their expressions froze. Bam bam bam. Deafening sounds reverberated. Under the joint attack of Wang Xian, Roving Crab and the other four, the Golden Skeleton Tribe leader couldn't retaliate at all. One terrifying attack after another landed on his body, causing cracks to rapidly appear on his body. His eyes were filled with horror. "Lord Dragon Skeleton, save me!" The Golden Skeleton Tribe leader begged for help in despair. "Today, all of you from the three tribes must die," Wang Xian said coldly. "I'll kill them all. Leave no one alive." Devil Fiend and Roving Crab were like black phantoms as they burrowed into the bodies of the universe supremacies. Roving Crab traversed between the light and darkness, carrying out a terrifying hunt. Without the interference of the two rank 3 universe supremacies, they rapidly harvested the skeleton race and bloodthirsty race supremacies. "Run!" The bloodthirsty race supremacies trembled when they sensed this scene. Defeated. They were completely defeated. Next, they would try to escape as many as they could. His body moved. He didn't have the heart to continue fighting and wanted to escape. Chapter 3160. Destroy Below, Trying to Escape? Willow Deity's expression turned cold when it saw the Shui clan leader trying to escape. She could hold him back even in a one-on-two situation. She wasn't afraid at all in a one-on-one situation. Seeing that the leader of the Shui clan was trying to escape, she waved her arm and countless weeping willows attacked him. The weeping willows completely shrouded him. "Damn it, I'm no match for him." Looking at the willow branches that had completely enveloped him, his expression was unusually ugly. His strength had been boosted by the dragon scales and was close to that of an ordinary rank 3 universe supremacy. However, he was no match for a rank 3 universe supremacy, especially someone like Willow Deity. It was impossible for him to escape from the other party's attack by himself. "I can't stay here any longer." An anxious look appeared on his face. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. At this moment, the willow twigs whipped towards his body. This caused his expression to change drastically. Bam bam bam. The willows landed on his body, causing blood to splatter everywhere. Suppression, complete suppression. Oh no. He couldn't resist at all in the willow's space. He raised his head and let out an angry roar. The dragon scales on his body flew out and slashed at the willow branches. The incomparably sharp dragon scales immediately cut down the willow branches one by one. However, the willows grew back quickly and continued to whip at the Shui clan leader. "Break through." He let out a wild roar, his eyes fixed on one place, and directly flew over. The dragon scales covering his body slowly floated up and slashed at the willow twig one by one. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. However, this time, when the dragon scales flew out and cut off the willow branches, even more willow branches wrapped around the dragon scales and wrapped around them. The dragon scales weren't a part of the Shui clan leader's body after all. As they cut the willows, they were suppressed by Willow Deity. "Damn it, break, break, break." Seeing that the dragon scales on his body were being suppressed, the leader of the bloodthirsty race's eyes bled. He could not care less about his own losses. A large number of dragon scales slashed at the willow twig. Willow Deity waved its arms. When the dragon scales were cut off, the willow branch's attack power was greatly reduced. The willow branches condensed into a cage, completely suppressing the dragon scales. "This won't do. If this goes on, I'll be dead. I must escape, I must." The blood-ruthless race sensed that their dragon scales had been suppressed and that their strength had been weakened. Panic appeared in their eyes. If he were to continue wasting time here, he might really perish here. Dragon scale, break. He gritted his teeth, and all the dragon scales on his body slowly floated up, condensing into a terrifying storm of dragon scales. The dragon scale storm went straight for the willow branch that was trapping him. So. Wherever the dragon scale storm passed, all the willow twigs were severed. Willow deity frowned slightly. It hesitated for a moment before waving its arm. His palm immediately elongated, turning into an incomparably huge willow branch. The huge branches rotated and condensed like the roots of an old tree. The willow branches wrapped around all the dragon scales. Run! The leader of the blood-ruthless race made use of the safe space created by the countless dragon scales. His body trembled slightly and gradually turned illusory. Willow deity looked at the illusory leader of the blood-ruthless race. It was too late to stop him, so it shook its head slightly. The leader of the blood-ruthless race has escaped, but I've suppressed his dragon scales. After the leader of the blood-ruthless race escaped, the resistance on the dragon scales disappeared. Willow deity waved its arm, grabbed all the dragon scales in its hand, and said, "Thank you, Willow deity." Upon hearing her voice, Wang Xian was immediately grateful. He continued, "Since Willow deity has already made a move, please help us suppress the dragon skeleton. The dragon palace will reward you handsomely after this." Alright. The venerable Willow deity did not reject the offer. With a shift of its body, the venerable Willow deity launched a barrage of willow branches at the dragon skeleton. Shit. Roar. When the dragon skeleton saw Willow deity attacking it, its expression changed drastically. Given its strength, it could also escape in an instant. However, all the god nations of the skeleton tribe were on the Skull Island. Even if it could instantly return to its own god nation, it would only be returning to the Skull Island. Moreover, the Skull Island was just beside it. In other words, unless it could break out, it would be a dead end. This caused anxiety to appear in the dragon skeleton's eyes. Be it Thunder Dragon or Willow deity, it was not a match for them in a one-on-one situation. Not to mention a one-on-two situation. At this moment, miserable cries could be heard from the surroundings. The number of supremacies of the three tribes was much lesser than the Dragon Palace. Now, it was completely one-sided. One by one, the supremacies were being killed rapidly. The leader has escaped. We're doomed. A bloodthirsty race universe knight saw that his race leader had escaped. Looking at the four other knights surrounding him, his face revealed a look of despair. He was going to die. Oh no, the three tribes are completely defeated. At the side, the two supremacies from the ancient painting sect, who were sealed by the heaven array, had a drastic change in their expressions. Give it your all and escape. They roared and began to break out regardless of the consequences. They knew that if they did not break out now, they might very well be left here. Bam bam bam. No. At this moment, loud explosions and miserable cries could be heard. Their gazes swept over and their hearts sank. The golden skeleton leader's face and body had already been completely torn apart. His life force was rapidly disappearing. Other than them, all the other rank 2 supremacies had been killed. At this moment, they felt many gazes looking at them. Seeing the Dragon King of Dragon Palace and the other 4 rank 2 supremacies of Dragon Palace lock onto them, their faces were filled with horror. A trace of cold sweat appeared on their foreheads, and fear began to spread. Get rid of the 2 from the ancient painting sect. Wang Xian's voice rang out. At the same time, it represented a form of judgment. This caused the 2 supremacies to turn pale. It's over. The 3 tribes are completely finished. The 2 supremacies of the ancient painting sect are also finished. Even though Willow deity attacked in the end, the strength of Dragon Palace is terrifying. 40 supremacies. This battle is simply too terrifying. I reckon over 20 supremacies will fall. The skeleton race is going to be completely wiped out. It's going to end. The 3 tribes are going to be wiped out. This is simply unimaginable. The surrounding spectators saw this scene and their faces were filled with shock. The battle lasted for 10 days. Almost all the elites of the 3 tribes were dead. Dragon Palace's incomparably terrifying strength. Dragon Palace's incomparably powerful purebred divine dragon was completely displayed in front of all the forces in the Milky Way. Its terrifying strength made all the forces tremble. Chapter 3161, Victory. Cries of agony could be heard from the battlefield. Every scream caused the hearts of the spectators to tremble violently. Even the venerables from the lower-tier races of the universe pursed their lips in fear. The screams were coming from the supremacies. The supremacies from the three races were being killed one after another. The two supremacies from the ancient painting sect were also being attacked by the Dragon Palace experts. In less than 10 minutes, their bodies started to crumble. They started to scream in fear. But it was useless. It was just a helpless roar. The three races are finished. The two supremacies from the ancient painting sect are finished too. I wonder why Supremacy Willow Deity is helping the Dragon Palace. With Supremacy Willow Deity helping the Dragon Palace, even the ancient painting sect can't do anything to the Dragon Palace. Are the 9-wind divine dragons and lightning dragons purebred? But I feel that every member of the Dragon Palace is terrifying. The surrounding Milky Way powerhouses looked on in shock. Basically, more than half of the supremacies in the Milky Way had arrived. But this time, the universe supremacies killed by the Dragon Palace made them tremble. Even the venerable ones from the dense fog race were in awe and veneration. The strength of the Dragon Palace was much stronger than the dense fog race. Given their strength, the ancient painting sect was probably just SOSO. Besiege that dragon skeleton and destroy it. After killing the two experts from the ancient painting sect, Wang Xian ordered immediately. Yes, Dragon King. Kill. Rumble. In an instant, Sky Array Roving Crab and the other 30 supremacies charged over and started to surround the dragon skeleton. The dragon skeleton, who was already being suppressed by Supremacy Willow Deity and Laming, had a drastic change of expression when he saw the 30 supremacies attacking him. He was filled with fear and panic. Wang Xian swept his gaze across the battlefield and fixed it on the Skull Island. On the Skull Island, the disciples of the skeleton race, the bloodthirsty race and the Nine Swords race had not been completely annihilated. In front of them, a huge earthen yellow coffin was suspended in the air, unleashing terrifying attacks. A coffin blocked Prime Minister Turtle and the other 4 universe supremacies. This coffin is not simple. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and flew above the coffin in an instant. The 5 elements grindstone came under him and pressed down on the coffin. Kakaka. Sensing a strong threat, the coffin lid suddenly opened and a stream of yellow sand rushed towards the 5 elements grindstone. Wang Xian narrowed his eyes and waved his dragon claws. The power of 5 elements landed on the 5 elements grindstone. Boom! The 5 divine dragons on the 5 elements grindstone revolved, and the destructive power of the 5 elements surged towards the sandstorm. With a dull sound, the sand flow was slowly suppressed and fell into the coffin lid. Boom! In the end, the 5 elements grindstone landed on top of the coffin and completely suppressed it. This coffin is extraordinary. It should be at the pinnacle of acquired spiritual treasures. When Wang Xian sensed the aura coming from the coffin, he was shocked. A group of God King level skeletons sacrificed to the coffin was actually able to erupt with such a terrifying might. Bury the heavens. Soon, Wang Xian received information about the coffin from the 5 elements grindstone. This name is really domineering. I wonder if the 5 elements grindstone can evolve after devouring it. But it shouldn't be a problem. Wang Xian scanned the surroundings. This time, the Dragon Palace could obtain more than a dozen acquired spiritual treasures after killing the universe supremacies of the 3 races. Among them, more than half were of the 5 elements. Kill everyone from the skeleton race, 9 swords race and brutality race. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle ordered. The last line of defense of the coffin was suppressed by Wang Xian. There were still some disciples from the 3 races on the Skull Island. As the command sounded, the 5 universe supremacies of the Dragon Palace led the charge. Escape? There was no way to escape. How could this be? We can't accept this. We can't accept this. We have already escaped. Why did we return? The disciples from the 9 swords race were filled with indignation and helplessness when they saw this. Why was the Dragon Palace so strong? Why did they return? They wouldn't have perished if they didn't return. This was fate. It was all because the Dragon Palace was too strong. Next, some disciples from the three races couldn't put up any resistance at all. They were being hunted down rapidly. Wang Xian looked on coldly. 20 minutes later, accompanied by a roar filled with unwillingness, a gigantic body fell toward the bottom of the Milky Way, announcing the end of this battle. The huge dragon skeleton was completely annihilated under the siege. On the Skull Island ahead, all the people from the three races were annihilated. The skeleton race suffered the most. All their clansmen were annihilated. Clean up the battlefield and bring the Skull Island to the front of the Dragon Palace. Wang Xian revealed a faint smile as he watched the end of the battle. Yes, Dragon King. Prime Minister Turtle answered immediately. The universe supremacies of the Dragon Palace flew over. Wang Xian hovered in the air and swept his gaze across the crowd that was watching the battle. Everyone around him felt Wang Xian's gaze and felt a chill in their hearts. Congratulations to the Dragon King for slaying a strong enemy. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace for achieving victory. Congratulations to the Dragon King for slaying a strong enemy. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace for achieving victory. The supremacies of the dense fog race looked at each other and bowed respectfully with their fists cupped. Congratulations to the Dragon King for slaying a strong enemy. Congratulations to the Dragon Palace for achieving victory. The surrounding experts hurriedly followed suit and bowed in greeting. The Dragon Palace had fought 1 against 3, and only the leader of the Shueli clan escaped. With such strength, it could be said that the Dragon Palace could annihilate all the powerful races in the Milky Way. With such terrifying strength, they were an invincible existence in the Milky Way. Even the dense fog race had to lower their heads and show respect. From now on, killing any innocent alternative dragons is prohibited in the Milky Way. Anyone who violates this rule will be annihilated. Wang Xian looked at them and announced plainly, "Yes, Dragon King. We will follow the orders of the Dragon Palace." As soon as Wang Xian finished his sentence, the universe supremacies immediately echoed, "We will follow the orders of the Dragon Palace." The rest of them quickly responded. Wang Xian nodded his head plainly. He looked at Willow Deity behind him and revealed a smile. "Thank you for your help this time, Willow Deity. Please." He flew in front of Willow Deity and gestured, "You don't have to be so courteous, Dragon King." Willow Deity smiled and followed Wang Xian into the Dragon Palace. Clean up the battlefield and return to the Dragon Palace to celebrate. Prime Minister Turtle's voice sounded. Following which, he shouted, "The Dragon Palace is invincible. The Dragon Palace is invincible." Chapter 3162, Dragon Palace is invincible. A voice filled with strong confidence and battle intent reverberated across the Milky Way. When the spectators heard this voice, they were shocked and resonated with it. Invincible in one battle. In this battle, Dragon Palace fought 1 against 3. In addition to the 2 supremacies from the ancient painting sect, they were all annihilated. Their strength was shocking. The roar of the divine dragon was deeply imprinted in their minds. From today onwards, Dragon Palace would be an existence that no one would dare to offend in the entire Milky Way. Let's go back. The group of supremacies did not linger any longer as they turned and left. Although the Dragon Palace was powerful now, they also had a powerful enemy. In the ancient painting sect, Dragon Palace had killed 3 rank 2 supremacies from the ancient painting sect. Both parties had a deep hatred for each other. A war was likely to break out between both parties. As for who would win, no one could say for sure. They could not participate in a war of this level. Venerable Willow Deity, thank you for your help this time. In the Dragon Palace, Wang Xian thanked Venerable Willow Deity once again. The fruit that Dragon King gifted me previously allowed me to break through. Now that Dragon Palace is in trouble, I, Willow Deity, will naturally lend a helping hand. Venerable Willow Deity shook her head and smiled. No matter what, I still have to thank you. Wang Xian smiled and continued to express his gratitude as he led her into the Dragon King Hall. After entering the Dragon King Hall, Wang Xian waved his arm and the soul return fetal fruit and large amounts of soul return fluid flew into his hands. Venerable Willow Deity, this is a small token of appreciation. As he spoke, he handed the fruit to Venerable Willow Deity. At this moment, Venerable Willow Deity did not care about the soul-returned fetal fruit and vitality fluid in Wang Xian's hands. Her eyes were burning with excitement as she stared at the progenitor tree behind the dragon throne. Her body was trembling slightly. Seeing his reaction, Wang Xian smiled faintly and didn't say anything. Dragon King, we have gathered all the cosmos god nations that Dragon Palace needs. At this moment, Prime Minister Turtle walked over and reported to Wang Xian. Dragon Palace had already gathered a few cosmos god nations not long ago. Now, after killing over 20 supremacies from 3 different races, they had gathered all 9 cosmos god nations. The main reason why they could gather all of them was because of the skeleton race. They traveled from the Skull Island. All the divine nations of the skeleton clan were on the Skull Island. Skeletons had more than one attribute. Just like the skeleton clan's patriarch, his golden skeleton was of the metal attribute. Alright, let's level up. Wang Xian squinted his eyes. With a thought, a message appeared in his mind. Congratulations, host. Dragon Palace has swallowed the 9 elemental cosmos god countries and is evolving. Great. He waited quietly. Boo. A rumbling sound came from the Dragon Palace, and a vast amount of energy surged out. A dragon's roar resounded throughout the Dragon Palace. The entire Dragon Palace began to slowly undergo earth-shaking changes. This is? At the side, Willow Deity recovered from the shock of the progenitor tree and looked at Wang Xian with astonishment. The Dragon Palace is undergoing another upgrade. Wang Xian reminded her. Then the changes began. All the buildings began to expand, and the area of the Dragon Palace expanded at a terrifying speed. The godly sea-steadying needle shot up into the sky, and the dragons on the dragon pillars seemed to come to life, growing rapidly. Everything was undergoing a huge upgrade. Sensing the changes in the Dragon Palace, Willow Deity was astonished. Ding! Congratulations, host. Dragon Palace has been upgraded to the Hotian realm. The system's voice sounded in Wang Xian's mind. Upon hearing this, he was moved. Dragon Palace, Hotian Dragon Lord, Wang Xian, Void God Emperor 6th Stage 8-Colored Divine Dragon, Buildings, Dragon King Hall, Hotian, increases Dragon King's cultivation speed and recovery speed by 3,072 times, Dragon Transformation Pool, Hotian, absorbs dragon blood to produce dragon species, Dragon Gate, Hotian, fish leaps through the Dragon Gate to become a dragon. Effective for creatures below the Universe Dominator level. Godly Sea Steadying Needle, Hotian, Dragon Palace's pillar, stabilizes 80 million kilometers of the Dragon Palace, and increases the combat power of the members of the Dragon Palace. Dragon Cave, Hotian, with 100 million dragon caves, the cultivation speed of the creatures in the Dragon Palace will be increased by 2,048 times. Dragon Field, Hotian, Dragon Field Drill, increases comprehension by 1,024 times. Dragon Formation, Hotian, Dragon Palace Great Formation, Concealment, Defense, Spiritual Energy Gathering, Wormhole, Detection, Attack. Spiritual Items, Progenitor Tree, Heaven Origin Fortune Attachment, Dragon Transformation Pool to nurture dragon species current dragon species, Golden Swordfish, Thunder Shrimp, Devil Monkey, Mysterious Demon, Light Thorn, Hydra, Dragon Turtle, Yaksha, Clam Girl, Golden Lobster, Starwood Dragon Species, Fire Phoenix Species, Special Buildings Dragon Nest, Devouring Dragon, None. Devouring Dragon consumes energy to create its own kind of insect species. The mother insect feeds on various metal materials. Progenitor Tree, Heaven Origin Fortune Branch, Soul Returning Wood Branch, Dominator Level, has Soul Returning Fruit. Can currently return souls to creatures below the Universe Dominator level. Parasol Tree Branch, Venerable Level, has Phoenix Nest, Nirvana Ground. Boundless Tree Branch, Venerable Level, has Boundless Fruit. Can currently increase the speed of fire attribute cultivators by 800%. Everlasting Tree Branch, Venerable Level, has Everlasting Fruit. Can unlock the intelligence of living creatures. Nirvana Thunder Tree Branch, Venerable Level, has Nirvana Thunder Fruit. Can increase the speed of Thunder Attribute Cultivators by 800%. Fruit, Immortal Slaying Gourd, Dominator Level, can currently nurture 4 types of attributes. Ability, 1. Can resurrect all wood attribute plants. As the energy of the progenitor tree increases, it can increase the level of the branch. Subsidiary, Ancient Pool Moon Bay, Venerable Level, can rapidly recover from injuries and irreversible injuries. The information of the Dragon Palace flashed in his mind. The Dragon Palace had been upgraded from level 9 to the Acquired Realm. This was something he had known for a long time. The Acquired Realm corresponded to acquired spiritual treasures and acquired cardinal treasures. The Acquired Realm of the Divine Dragon Palace was considered very strong. When the Divine Dragon race was at its peak, most of the Dragon Palaces were at this level. As for those above that level, there were less than 10. After the Dragon Palace was upgraded to the Acquired Realm, it covered an area of 50 million kilometers. This area wasn't huge in the universe, but it wasn't small either. Considering the 2 million members of the Dragon Palace, it wasn't small. With the upgrade of the Dragon Palace, the defense of the Dragon Palace had reached a terrifying level. It could withstand all attacks below the Universe Dominator level. In this starry sky, it could be said to be indestructible. Sensing the surrounding spiritual energy that had condensed into liquid, Wang Xian smiled. This venerable willow deity sensed the changes in the Dragon Palace and the strength of the Dragon Palace. She was shocked. She could sense that this Dragon Palace was dozens or even hundreds of times stronger than the Universe God Nation. Could this be the legendary Divine Dragon Palace? Chapter 3163, Black Spider Lilies and Dragon Bones, Venerable Willow Deity, I would like to invite you to join the Dragon Palace. I wonder if the upgrade of the Dragon Palace was completed bit by bit. Wang Xian looked at the shocked Venerable Willow Deity with a smile. Join the Dragon Palace. Venerable Willow Deity was taken aback as her expression changed. Venerable Willow Deity, you should be able to sense the uniqueness of the Dragon Palace. We are the true descendants of the divine dragons. We have purebred divine dragons and powerful wood-based supreme treasures. If Venerable Willow Deity were to join the Dragon Palace, you would be able to evolve once again. At the very least, you would be able to fight beyond your level. Wang Xian smiled at Venerable Willow Deity. What's that wood-based supreme treasure ahead? Venerable Willow Deity pursed her lips, looked at the progenitor tree ahead and asked, a powerful supreme treasure. Forgive me for not being able to tell you. Wang Xian shook his head. All right, I'm willing to join the Dragon Palace. Venerable Willow Deity hesitated for a moment before nodding. Now that she had helped the Dragon Palace, many people felt that she was already tied to the Dragon Palace. Moreover, because of her help, 2 venerables from the ancient painting sect were killed. Indirectly, she had also formed a feud with the ancient painting sect. Given the strength of the ancient painting sect, she was no match for them. Joining the Dragon Palace was a better choice. Of course, the most important thing was that she felt a fatal temptation from the divine tree behind the dragon throne. An item that could make her tremble was definitely not simple. All right, Venerable Willow Deity, now that you have joined the Dragon Palace, go to the Dragon Transformation Pool to undergo your transformation. As Wang Xian spoke, he led her towards the Dragon Transformation Pool. When Venerable Willow Deity came to the Dragon Transformation Pool, she could sense a majestic aura of the Divine Dragon. Sensing the massive amount of dragon blood in the Dragon Transformation Pool, her eyes were filled with astonishment. In the past, some powerful forces had hunted the Azure Dragons for some dragon blood. Now, the dragon blood in front of her was enough to make everyone go crazy. However, what she did not know was that the dragon blood was extracted from the corpses of the 3 races. Although there were still many corpses that had yet to be digested, there were at least 10 venerables of the universe. Venerable Willow Deity, you just need to complete your transformation. Don't absorb too much dragon blood for now. Wang Xian reminded her. Now that Willow Deity was at the universe rank 3 venerable realm, her transformation wouldn't consume too much dragon blood. However, if he were to use it to upgrade it, the resources he had obtained this time would not be enough. Alright. Willow Deity nodded. Suddenly, with a thought, dragon scales appeared in its palm. Dragon King, these are the dragon scales I took from the leader of the bloodthirsty race. As she spoke, she passed it to Wang Xian. Wang Xian was slightly taken aback. Looking at the scales that were obviously from the Azure Dragon, he hesitated. Take it first. Let's see if we can use it when we transform later. His eyes flashed as he spoke. All right. Willow Deity nodded and flew directly into the dragon transformation pool. In the dragon transformation pool, there were still many members of Dragon Palace advancing. With that dragon scale, Venerable Willow Deity should be able to obtain a significant improvement. I hope there will be some surprises. Seeing Willow Deity enter the dragon transformation pool, he murmured. With a flash, he arrived at the Dragon King Hall. Dragon King. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle and a group of Dragon Palace leaders were waiting in the Dragon King Hall. In the center of the Dragon King Hall, there were many treasures. There were more than a dozen acquired spiritual treasures that emitted powerful energy. There were also a large number of skulls that contained special energy in the boxes. There were also various other divine equipment. The most eye-catching one was the skeleton placed in the center. That was the skeleton of a real divine dragon. To be able to give a skeleton the fighting strength of a rank 3 universe supremacy, this divine dragon must have been at least a rank 8 or 9 universe supremacy. It might even be at the level of a universe supremacy. From the attributes, it should be a divine dragon of the earth attribute. What's the reward from this battle? Wang Xian squinted his eyes and asked as he swept his gaze across the treasures in the Dragon King Hall. Yes, Dragon King. These are the more precious items that we have obtained. Prime Minister Turtle nodded. Wang Xian moved and flew to the front of the dragon skeleton. His eyes flickered as he tried to sense it. This was the first time he had seen the dragon skeleton of a purebred divine dragon. When his palm landed on it, he immediately felt a blood connection. Ding! Detected the bone of a purebred divine dragon. Do you want to absorb it? The system's voice sounded. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and was pleasantly surprised. This massive dragon skeleton should be able to help him improve. Dragon King, other than this dragon skeleton, we have also discovered a large number of such skulls on the Skull Island. These skulls contain extremely powerful energy. Prime Minister Turtle walked over and handed him a skull. He was a little surprised. Wang Xian nodded and took it. Feeling the energy coming from it, he clicked his tongue. What are these skulls used for? They can be used as a powerful divine equipment. They can also be used to form new skeletons. Prime Minister Turtle continued, these skeletons can be converted into dragon blood. Wang Xian nodded and looked to the side. With a wave of his arm, he kept half of the acquired spiritual treasures for the 5 elements grindstone to absorb. The remaining ones were up to them to distribute. Dragon King, there's another mystical item here. We obtained it from the deepest part of the Skull Clan's treasure vault. At this time, Prime Minister Turtle opened a box with a black flower in it. Buzz buzz, buzz buzz. All of a sudden, a depraved sound came from the flower. The sound was filled with all sorts of murmurs, evil, and filth. This caused Wang Xian to be slightly dazed. His eyes were filled with shock. What's this? His pupils constricted as he sized it up carefully. There was a tinge of fear in him. A black flower could make him feel evil and depraved. Black-red spider lilies, universe dominator level, dead. At this time, the system's voice sounded in his head. He narrowed his eyes. Black-red spider lilies? I've only heard of the radiant red spider lilies. Wang Xian was puzzled. There was no information about the black-red spider lilies in the Divine Dragon Legacy. However, he knew about the radiant red spider lilies. He knew about the radiant red spider lilies from the records of the Crescent Moon Reverend. According to the records of the Crescent Moon Reverend, the radiant red spider lilies were the ultimate treasures of the Angel Clan. Such an ultimate treasure could greatly increase the combat power of the Radiant Angels. It could make people submit to it after hearing the holy words. Radiant red spider lilies and black red spider lilies. It seems like these are probably treasures of the same level. Even though the radiant red spider lilies are dead, they still possess such abilities. It's not simple. He mumbled to himself as he gradually got used to the depraved sound. Recommended book. I have a book called Investiture of the Gods. It's so good. It's even better than my writing. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.